My beautiful Aqua gang, what it do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message for my beautiful Aquarian soul family, my Aqua gang. What up, you guys? How's it going? I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Let's go ahead and jump right on in. This is going to be general messages, of course, for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Again, the messages are general, guys, okay? Don't force anything to fit. Use your intuition to guide you towards the messages that may be here for you today and leave the rest. Cross watchers, if you find yourself to be dealing with an Aquarius, you're welcome here as well. All right? Just place yourself where you belong in the storylines, okay? Let's go ahead and jump right on in. We do not have a pre-shuffle, which seems to be a pattern lately. I don't know. It feels like they want to say something, but then again, they don't know how to say it, is what I'm hearing. So this could be like, this could be the energy of someone who is a little bit timid. Maybe they're intimidated about what your response will be. Okay, perhaps they do know that rejection is what they would get, and maybe that's what's keeping or holding them back. If not, then it could be some sort of pride here, a little bit of ego, right? That makes them think that maybe you should be the one to break the ice. This is someone that you're not currently talking to, by the way, okay? The purpose of their energy. Okay, so we have reminiscing. I miss our inside jokes. We have space. I need more time to think. I feel like the space has more to do with how to go about approaching you, how to go about breaking the ice, how to go about opening up. I miss our inside jokes. So this is somebody who is really acknowledging the fact that maybe the two of you have more than just a regular relationship, right? They are missing like the friendship part. They're missing the closeness. They're missing, you know, being able to call you. There is definitely that. So we have reciprocity and we also have destiny. I'm struggling to find the right path. I told you. So they don't really know how to open up the lines of communication. I want to have equal give and take. That could have definitely been a deal breaker in the past, right? Over giving on someone's end and somebody not quite getting back as much as they were putting in. Okay, that went on for a little while and it definitely is breeding some resentment. So whoever was giving more at the time that the two of you decided to take this break, take this space, or at the disconnect of things, I feel like there's resentment there because there was no return on what you had given back, right? You feel like you were at a loss, whoever it was that did that. I definitely get this person seeing things from your perspective now, and I feel like they fought back initially. Yeah, it's giving the energy of somebody who was like arguing with you about whatever it is that you were expressing to them. They want it to be right. They would rather argue. They would rather argue you down than to admit that they're wrong. There may be a little bit of resentment on both ends is what I'm hearing. So the resentment that will be stemming from the person who was receiving, who was on the receiving end the majority of the time, there is resentment there in terms of them feeling like they were lied to. They got used to receiving. So whilst they do miss the inside jokes, there is a lot of reminiscing about partaking of someone's resources, right? Being able to have access energetically, being able to have access to someone that they weren't necessarily having to work for that access is what I'm hearing. So there is some resentment there for sure. And it could have to do with them trying to replace that. I do see I get a sense of trying to replace it, trying to replace that energy, trying to replace your spot. A placeholder, okay? Put somebody in position to be you or to give what you were giving. And the resentment is their majority because whoever they put in that space, yeah, it really wasn't hitting like that. You see what I'm saying? It still felt empty. It felt like a waste of time. I can fix this. That's at the center. So they are acknowledging that they are the ones that are going to have to break the ice or at least attempt to try and fix things, right? Bring something to your attention. Here's the thing. I don't get that this person feels like you won't answer them or that you won't get back to them. I feel like they are more nervous that maybe you have moved on, right? Like even if you do talk to them, that all bets are off or that this is not salvageable. So it's sort of like they want to come towards you, say something. They want to open the lines of communication, right? They even want to place an offer here. Okay, there's an offer lingering. They're not really being specific with me about what that offer necessarily looks like. And I feel like that's because they don't know where you stand, right? I feel like they would have more confidence if they knew for a fact that you would be willing to reconcile or that you still felt anything for them, but they don't necessarily know. And that could be different for all of you, right? For some of you, maybe you do miss this person, right? For others of you, you don't. You potentially have outgrown this relationship, or you've healed yourself to the point where you're no longer reminiscing about this. You're no longer toiling over this or ruminating about this. You potentially haven't even thought about this person in quite some time. I miss you is crossing. I need more time to think. So they would much rather get that answer other than you saying that you've already found someone else, or that you're that they're no longer your type, right? Like you see them more as friends, or you see them more as I forgive you, but that doesn't allow you access type. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. How can I fix this? So I feel like this person, for the first time in their life, they're really, they're questioning their own ability to pull the guy, to pull the girl. There's a great deal of insecurity here that I feel like they haven't quite felt before. That insecurity is definitely wreaking havoc on their own idea of their own self-worth. Yeah, I feel like my plan is backfiring, right? So I feel as though this person feels as if they set it up to where the both of you had some form of desire to make it work by any means necessary. Okay, maybe there were words spoken between the two of you that, you know, we'll always get back. We'll always be able to fix this, right? Like at the end of the day, we'll still be able to bring things back together. We're meant to be, that sort of energy. That is their words, not mine. They feel like that plan is backfiring. They feel like they didn't do enough. That could also be where some of their bitterness is coming from. They feel like they didn't do enough to keep you attached, which is why they're in this holding position, not recognizing a pathway forward. They don't want to get their feelings hurt. They don't want you to, you know, brutally beat them down verbally, right? They want to protect their pride. They're trying to protect themselves emotionally. And the only way they're going to be able to understand whether or not there is space is if they know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. I do feel like there's a mental block there for sure. At one point in time, they feel like they could read you like a book. They no longer feel that. I can fix this with the exclamation mark. And I feel like the more time passes, the exclamation mark becomes 2 question marks and an exclamation mark, right? Like they don't really know you anymore. They don't really know what they're up against. Perhaps they do think that you have other people, right? You have someone else, or you're dating someone else. At least that's what they're thinking. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case. This could be the thought pattern that they have because you have not returned, right? Like you have not reached out, or you potentially have not answered them. I do get this person feeling as if you would have hit them up a long time ago, and that is creating this question, right? Like, well, where is she? You know, where is he? What are they doing? Why have they not contacted me, right? Like, why have you not at least asked if we're officially done? I feel like they've been waiting for some form of communication, something that signifies that you still feel something for them, but they've only gotten silence, which has left them feeling indecisive, okay, up in the air, kind of all over the place, blindfolded, right? Like they feel blinded to what you might have going on. They are scared shitless that if they say something to you, you're going to pull out your sword and curse them the fuck out. They don't know what you're going to say. They don't even know how you're feeling. And I feel like they're not really willing to risk it at this time. They're not willing to risk you hitting below the belt. I don't get that you've ever done that to this person before, but in their mind, they feel like you would be well in your right to do that based on what has happened. Like they feel like they would deserve it. Do they want it? No. I miss you. So, are you still there? I feel like it is more of a rhetorical question in their own mind. You know, in terms of if this energy still exists, do you still feel like the two of you have a chance? Are you still in any way emotionally attached to them, right? Like, do you see anything with them? They want to fix it, but they also don't want to be fixing shit in vain. So it does give me the energy of somebody who knows what they need to fix, but they are only willing to do that if they can be for certain that they'll be able to fix this relationship as well. They'll be able to hold on to you. So for me to say hold on to you, I feel like this person has not necessarily come to terms with the idea that this is actually done. They're still asking a lot of questions, and they're also trying to stay optimistic, right? They could just be telling themselves a story because it feels better. We have 5 of Cups, so there is regret, remorse here for sure, you guys, okay? They wish that they would have just been the bigger person. They wish that they would have been more mature about it. They wish that they would have just listened a little bit more. They wish that they would have shown up a little bit more. They wish that they would have, you know, taken advantage of this opportunity more, right? Like, they're seeing the errors of their ways very clearly, but they're also very much so seeing the value in a relationship with someone like yourself, or just how the two of you connected. They are recognizing that it is hard to come by, when I feel like they were moving around as if it was a dime a dozen. So we have this as the 9 of Cups. So that is this person viewing you as a wish fulfilled, right? This is not just talk. And this is also not something that they are going to be saying outright. This is us digging into their thoughts, their subconscious and conscious thoughts, right? You are definitely at the forefront of this person's mind. And while there is remorse here, there's not quite enough remorse for this person to tuck their tail and actually say something. They kind of wish that you would open the line of communication, and then they would be able to apologize, or they would be able to go ahead and tell you what they've been thinking, how they've been feeling, what they're planning. So they are willing to admit that they were selfish. They are also willing to admit that they fumbled a bag. Okay, if a relationship was worth $1 billion, it would be this relationship. They feel like they fumbled it. They feel like they were, their extreme level of arrogance didn't allow them to see clearly. They feel like they have been blindfolded this entire time. They almost feel bamboozled. Okay, I feel like they misread your energy. This is the type of person who feels like once emotions are involved, all bets are off, and you can start doing what you want because the love is there. So you may be teaching this person a very valuable lesson, right? That just as quickly as you might think that 10 of Pentacles is yours for the taking, it can quickly turn into something else, right? It just depends on what kind of seed you plant. What you invest will determine how far it goes, how your money works for you, how your resources work for you. The same stands for this relationship. This person had the ample opportunity to allow this to work for them as long as they were working for you. It needed to be reciprocal. But instead, they took advantage of what they deemed to be a soulmate, right? I also get that this person had mistaken you for someone who was also blinded, right? Blinded by their good looks, or blinded by their charm, blinded by the idea of love. They feel like if they can sell somebody on the idea of what a relationship will be, how it's going to be, what they're willing to do, but not with a whole lot of action to back it up. There's just a lot of false hopes kind of lingering in the mix. They feel as though that is enough to solidify an opportunity to come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, or it is their idea that solidifies their place in your life. So if they do mess up, there is no question that they'll be able to fix it. But I feel like you're changing their mind about that. Okay. You don't always get to fix shit. Sometimes you do miss out. Sometimes you do lose out. It doesn't matter how deep the love was. It doesn't matter how much of a connection we had, how much chemistry was there, how much love was there. If you are depleting me, right? If you are taking me down multiple notches on that toxicity level, like down there with you, if you keep humbling me, if you keep not pouring back into my cup, what is the reason for me to invest in this, right? If I'm bringing all fucking 10 of the Pentacles, what is the reason for me to invest? What do I get out of this except the fucking headache? But I feel like this person doesn't, once the love is there, that's their theory. Once you love me, Period. You will never look at another option. You will never look at the next cycle as being it. And when they say love, they're talking about the Two of Cups kind of love, right? We have homie, lover, friend vibes. We have history. We have inside jokes. We have, you know, bomb ass sex. We go out together, right? Like we're able to be ourselves around one another. I can make you laugh. I can make you smile. I get little trinkets and things for you, right? I might sprinkle some little breadcrumbs up in your cup and stuff, right? Enough to get you attached, enough to make you miss me if I'm gone. And I feel like that is what is severely backfiring on them. They're the ones missing it. Gave themselves or their ability to make someone fall in love way too much credit. They gave themselves way too much credit. So there's this energy of sulking for sure. Because it's like, even if I did mess up, maybe you did curse this person out. Or you just kind of gave them the cold shoulder, because we have the King of Swords here in the reverse, however. So that's like an asshole. That's like somebody who is no holds barred. It's like, I'm no longer trying to protect your feelings. I'm no longer really trying to bite my tongue or you know, pick my words, filter my language towards you. Fuck that. I'm going to like straight shooter pow you. Like, I'm going to give it to you straight, bitch. And you better be able to hold this. Is the King of Swords in the reverse. And that's what's showing up. So they're either scared that you will come off this way to them if they try to approach, or you already did it. And that makes them even more terrified, but it also doesn't take away from the fact that they're now recognizing how they stacked all the odds against themselves in this. So we have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords. I see this person plotting for sure. Okay. Is there ill intentions behind their need to plan? That I don't see, right? Not just yet. Page of Wands for me is someone who is going to try and venture out to learn something, right? Learn something new, learn a new method, a new technique. And if we take into account that the two of you have the Two of Cups on the board, there's now a divine pair on the table, but one pair is out of the game. You're no longer seeing eye to eye. Whoever turned themselves upside down. We have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, both on the table, but one is upside down, right? One is reversed. So I feel like the Page of Wands in this context is definitely a signifier to me that this person feels like they need to learn something new about themselves, potentially, and also about you. Maybe about love. They could also be like viewing themselves as like, damn, I need to learn what love actually means, right? I used emotions as a manipulator, right? A way to pull the strings, a way to control things. And that is unhealthy. That is definitely something that you would have taught them. They would not have learned this lesson if they didn't have the opportunity to miss you, if they didn't have the opportunity to miss out, if they didn't have the opportunity to feel this void. Like I told you, they've been trying to fill it up with other people, but that has been unsuccessful. Okay, it's only ramped up the amount of regret that they feel. And it's only made them focus on this connection and what it was to them even more. So I do see them doing work, you guys. I see it, right? With the Page of Wands, that feels to me like somebody who is learning a lesson, but they are actively going towards that lesson to get more information, gain more information. They are trying to remain head over heart about the whole process, right? And whatever your decision might be, they kind of want to remove their emotions out of that, but I don't think that they're going to be successful at doing that, right? Even if you reject this person, I feel like that's why they want to kind of guard or protect their emotions. Queen of Swords and the King of Swords are both very much so head over heart, thinking more logical and analytical than emotional, but the emotions are already very much so present here. We have missing you up here twice. So that Page of Swords, the Page of Wands could also be a signifier of trying to search for a way in, you know, feeling locked out, feeling misunderstood. by themselves. So this is somebody who's gaining a better understanding of themselves and why you would have chosen the path that doesn't involve them. If the two of you are in love, if you are what you said you were, if we are going where we said we were going, then why would you choose another path? These are some of the things that they're learning. These are some of the questions that they are unpacking. Okay. So we have financial support, government. The way that I view this is justice, right? It's like the justice card in the tarot deck. I feel like things are now coming into alignment and this person is on the verge of some form of a confession. I do see a great deal of changes here. It's just at the page stage, however. So it gives the energy of somebody who is just now seeing the errors of their ways or seeing a pathway forward, right? Seeing what has gone wrong, because I don't get that this person thought that they were doing anything wrong until all of a sudden they weren't able to reach you. Okay. Until all of a sudden they weren't able to hear from you, until all of a sudden you were treating them different, until all of a sudden you weren't like being lovey-dovey or, you know, answering their calls or their texts or their invitations to go out. Like that shift is really what opened their eyes to look at themselves. If this person did not start to miss your presence, then I don't think that they would have started to dig. Okay. They're now on a mission, right? They're searching for answers about who they are. Like, how did I get here? How did this happen? How is this, you know, why is it unraveling in this way? I also get that this person regrets treating you like their past connections, because in the past, I do feel like this person was with people who were willing to allow them to rub their magic lamp. You started out that way. That's what they're saying, not me, right? Pouring into this relationship, giving what you have. You showed up with everything on your table, and this person was allowed to eat from your table and partake from your cup, drink from your cup, take from your table. They were allowed to do that, right? Initially. Which is where we get this Two of Swords, which is a bit of confusion because it's like that cut off abruptly in their eyes. Even if you said something to this person that signified that the well was getting ready to run dry or you were getting ready to cut off their tab, they didn't hear you, right? Like that wasn't even, that's not even a thing. It never was a thing to them, especially in the past, right? So they either heard you and didn't believe you, or it just kind of did not register, not even speaking the same language. Okay. No habla español. No comprende. They did not understand, guys. Oh, but now. Okay. Yeah. I feel like it took you to really cut them off and stay away. The thoughts start to get away from them. Okay. The emotions are running very high, and I feel as though in order for them to get themselves back in harmony or balance themselves back out, they have to go on a mission to learn about themselves, to learn about them, learn about what is happening, what is going on, why you're not acting like the rest of the girls that they would have dealt with before, right? Or the rest of the guys, okay? The people from the past, why are you not behaving in that way, right? Why are you not giving into them, or why you are not calling to see where they are, right? Like what they're doing. Why aren't you running back towards them? Why are you avoiding them? Why are you avoiding their calls? Why are you avoiding talking to them about the relationship at all? And if you are engaging with this person, I feel like you're cutting off the emotional source, so they don't feel whether or not you still care. Okay. You might be talking to them, but it's just like they are another person, and that is grinding their gears. It's a lot to unpack here. So we have drama queen, right? They want like some kind of chaos. They want some kind of drama. They want you to make them feel something, make them feel or believe, right, that there is still oxygen pumping towards that emotional space, and they will come in. But I feel like that is unfair. You know what I mean? You did this to yourself, babe. Okay, so you're needing to put your pride to the side. And whether it's rejected or not, this is the only way that they're going to be able to bring any balance to their emotional body. They have to say something. They have to apologize. They need to have this conversation with you. They need to grow the fuck up and have a grown man, you know, come towards you as a grown man, a grown woman, right? This childlike behavior will only breed more emotional turmoil. So if you have not heard from this person, this is what they are troubled with, right? Like this is what they are toiling over. This is the back and forth that they are dealing with. Now, they still have free will at play, so who knows if they will make this move. If they don't, then the emotional space will continue to be in an uproar, okay? It will continue to be very much so all over the place and overwhelming. But we have this Verge card here, right? So they are on the verge to reveal themselves, right? Reveal how they actually feel, or confess their emotions for you, confess how they actually feel, what they believe has gone on, what they're willing to take accountability for. Okay, there will be a continuous pull towards you, even if they resist it. So that's why it doesn't make sense to try and continue to fill your space with other people, because it will only make the energy worse. So let's hop over to the extended, okay? Let's dig in over there. Let's see what have they done so far to grow and become a better version of themselves. That will lead us to know if there has been any forms of transformation thus far besides what we see here. Okay, how are they showing up this time? Are you getting the same shit, or is it actually somebody who is really ready to do what needs to be done in order to not only cultivate and build this foundation, but keep it, right? I want to know, what are they willing to do to fix things? Okay, we have it here twice. What is that? What are the details within that? Okay, and does it suit you? You will be able to see that as well. I also want to know, in what ways has this person actually transformed? Like I said, okay, so what kind of individual will you be dealing with moving forward if you decide to invest in this any further, to be sure that you are not setting yourself up for the same bullshit? Okay, if you reinvest in this, what version of this person will you be receiving once they have you? Are they going to go back to their old ways? Is this change or transformation short-lived? All right, I also want to know their purest intentions for wanting a partnership with you. Why such the heavy focus on you particularly? And let's be sure that there aren't any ulterior motives in that. Okay, what are the details in reference to their next moves towards you? Okay, so meaning, how are they coming towards you? How are they potentially addressing you? How are they potentially coming back? How will they approach? What does that look like in detail, so you can be prepared? And we'll also look at the best possible outcome. Okay, what do you get out of this? Good or bad? What comes of this? Is there potential for this to actually work? Okay, how will they add value to your life? And then we'll also get into new love, because on the other side of that coin, for those of you who will allow this person to say what they need to say, because I do feel like that has to happen regardless, but you don't have to choose this energy. Going in the opposite direction, let's see what that looks like as well. The new love interest, what is that coming in? And so you can be prepared to see what other love interests will be coming towards you, how you can prepare yourself for that, and when union will come. We'll also look at some time frames, okay? When is this energy coming towards you? What is the specific time frame on that, and the time frame on your next relationship? We'll also get some advice, okay, from your spirit guides in terms of cultivating the manifestations of your heart's desires in the least amount of time. What do they suggest? What is their 2 cents? So without further ado, click the like button, as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell. And I'm going to put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. I'm going to see y'all over there. Let's go.